guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the American Overseas Memorial Day Association, I'm honored to welcome you to Normandy American Cemetery. On this very special Remembrance Day, we honor all those who have died serving the United States in the armed forces. Indeed, over 125,000 Americans rest in fields they have died to liberate during 2 world conflicts. On June 6, 1944, in this now quite an inspiring place, many of our countrymen laid their lives down for the liberation of France and Europe. The 10,000 white crosses are permanent reminders of the high cost of our freedom. These fallen heroes gave up a family, a career, a future, in order for us to enjoy peace and liberty. I owe them the life of my own father, Claude Huard, a French resistant liberated from Dachau by the 7th U.S. Army. May we always keep burning the flame of remembrance to perpetuate the motto of our association, lest we forget.
Frères et sœurs dans le Christ, mettons-nous en présence de Dieu et invoquons son Fils bien-aimé, Jésus-Christ, Prince de la paix. Souviens-toi, Seigneur, de tous ceux dont nous faisons mémoire en ce jour, parce qu'ils sont tombés au combat pour notre libération, comme nous le rappelle ce cimetière. Souviens-toi de tous ceux qui en ont souffert dans leur chair ou dans leur cœur. Acquitte pour nous la dette de la reconnaissance, accorde-leur la récompense que toi seul peux donner.
May we pray to our one God who loves us. God of our fathers, whose almighty hand has protected our nation, secured our liberties, and blessed our people on this sacred ground of the silent tents of the bivouac of the dead, we bow in humble gratitude for the gift of freedom, of life, and of service to others. Surely your goodness and your mercies have followed us all the days of our lives. But on this day, we pause to remember that our blessings and our liberties and our rights have been secured at a great sacrifice to others. These gifts we treasure, knowing they are ours because of the valor of these fallen heroes and those eternal rest throughout the free world. O God, help us to be good stewards of our inheritance. We also lift up our prayers on behalf of our nation's men and women who have pledged their lives to defend our values against the evils of terrorism. Give them courage, perseverance, and moral clarity in the midst of a complex and dangerous environment. Protect them by your might, great God, our King.
El male rachamim shochen b'meromim hamse menucha nechona תחת כנפי השכינה במעלות קדושים וטהורים כזוהר הרקיע מזהירים את נשמות אחינו אנשי החיל אשר יערו למוות נפשם בעד ארצם אנא בעל הרחמים הסתירם בסתר כנפיך לעולמים וסרור בשרור החיים את נשמתם עם נשמות הצדיקים העומדים לפניך, והיה מעשה הצדקה, שלום ועבודת הצדקה, השקט בבית אחד עולם, לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב ולא ילמדו עוד מלחמה, ונגלה כבוד אדוני, וראו כל בשר יחדיו. Amen.
I would now like to introduce you Mrs. Virginia Murray, the U.S. Consul at Rennes, who represents the U.S. Ambassador to France.
Messieurs les préfets maritimes, messieurs et mesdames les maires, les élus, chers amis, I'd like to read for you all today a poem entitled Memorial Day, written by a U.S. veteran, Harold Mohn, who served in the 1st, 9th, and 3rd Armies in Normandy, northern France, Central Europe, and the Rhineland campaigns of World War II.
The mayor of Colleville-Sur-Mer, Monsieur Patrick Tomine, will now say a few words.
Monsieur l'ambassadeur, Madame le consul, mon général commandant l'armée des États-Unis en Europe, Monsieur le préfet, Monsieur le sénateur, Monsieur le conseiller général, Mesdames et Messieurs les maires, Messieurs les représentants des communautés religieuses, Messieurs les vétérans, Monsieur le superintendant, Mesdames et Messieurs. En ce Memorial Day, j'ai l'honneur et le privilège de représenter la population locale à cette cérémonie du souvenir. En ce jour où les États-Unis d'Amérique honorent leurs soldats morts au combat, les Français ici rassemblés sont venus remercier les soldats de 1944. Dans ce haut lieu de mémoire des hommes, sur cette terre sacrée de notre histoire, brûle à jamais la flamme du souvenir. Contre la nuit de l'oubli, nous voici rassemblés pour rendre hommage aux soldats de la liberté, aux héros légendaires de l'opération Overlord. Contre le temps qui fuit, nous voici ensemble pour rappeler aux générations nouvelles le sens d'un combat qui éclaire toujours nos consciences.
The Honorable Michel Barthes, Prefect of Lower Normandy Region, Calvados Department, will now present a Memorial Day address.
Monsieur l'ambassadeur, mon général commandant l'armée des États-Unis en Europe, Madame le consul des États-Unis d'Amérique, Monsieur le sénateur, Mesdames et Messieurs les maires, Monsieur le préfet maritime, Monsieur le conseiller général, Mesdames et Messieurs les présidents des associations d'anciens combattants et victimes de guerre, Messieurs les représentants des communautés religieuses, Monsieur le superintendant, Mesdames, Messieurs, en ce jour du Memorial Day, date à laquelle depuis 1882 la nation américaine honore ses enfants qui ont perdu la vie durant les guerres, la République française réaffirme solennellement son indéfectible reconnaissance au peuple américain. Aujourd'hui, à Omaha Beach et singulièrement dans cette nécropole de Colleville-Sur-Mer, en ces lieux qui revêtent un caractère sacré, nous mesurons combien fut grand le sacrifice de la jeunesse américaine durant l'été 1944. Les 9387 soldats de la liberté, inhumés en terre normande, ont acquis pour toujours le respect et la reconnaissance de tous.
Lieutenant General Gary D. Spear, Commanding General of the United States Army in Europe and 7th Army in Germany, will now present a Memorial Day address.
Ambassador Egan, other distinguished guests, veterans, families, friends, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today and allowing me to join you to honor those who fought and who paid such a high price on this very ground on which we stand. Before I continue, I'm going to break a little bit of the tradition and ask you to join me in a round of applause to the soldiers, both American and French, our Air Force Air Traffic Controller, and as well as the ROTC cadets, who add so much to this ceremony today and link our fallen comrades behind you to the present and the future. Thank you for your participation.
the Honorable Christopher F. Egan, Ambassador of the United States for the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, representing the United States of America, will now present a Memorial Day address.
Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Mes très chers invités, c'est un grand honneur de m'adresser à vous aujourd'hui. En cette journée de commémoration du cimetière américain de Normandy. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and visitors. It is an honor to be with you this morning. Beginning in our War of Independence to today's global war on terror, much is asked of a U.S. soldier. For over 2 centuries, American soldiers, sailors, airmen and women, and Marines have been willing to fight, even to die, to protect our country, our liberty, and our freedoms. I am both humbled and honored to be here in my capacity as a representative of my president and my country to pay tribute to American servicemen and women who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our country, our liberties, and the freedoms we hold so dear. Welcome to the sacred ground where sacred memories remain. For in the early morning hours of June 6th, 1944, a great battle began here on these beaches. It was a battle for liberty, a battle for freedom. Thousands of United States soldiers paid the ultimate sacrifice to win that battle. They are buried here in the graves that we see today, and it is their graves that are a permanent, invisible reminder to all that freedom is never free. A new threat is upon us now, international terrorism. U.S. soldiers are sacrificing their lives today in defense of our liberties, our freedoms, and our way of life. These soldiers are our sons or daughters, our neighbors, our parents. These soldiers are volunteers who are willing to answer their nation's call to duty, knowing they may not return. Today we honor and thank each and every American soldier who risks all they hold dear to ensure that all our lives are protected. Although the words said here today may not be remembered for long, we will remember what we saw here today, for we are here where giants are buried. We're at this great monument, the Normandy American Cemetery and Memorial. It was built and dedicated not only to honor our fallen heroes, not only to shelter our fallen heroes, but to explain to all who come later the ultimate sacrifice they made. For remembering the sacrifice of the U.S. soldier on behalf of his country is our noblest goal. As Abraham Lincoln, one of our greatest American presidents, so wisely said, "Any nation that does not honor its heroes will not long endure." In 1887, the United States Congress passed a resolution that calls for one day each year to celebrate a Memorial Day. On this day of memory, we mourn brave citizens who laid down their lives for our freedom. They lived and died as Americans. May we always honor them. May we always embrace them. And may we always be faithful to who they were and what they fought for. Let us pray here today for those American heroes, and to pray that time will not diminish the memory of their deeds. I leave you with a moving poem written by American writer Mary Fry in 1932. It is entitled, "Do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep." Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the softly fallen snow. I am the gentle showers of rain. I am the fields of ripening grain. I am in the morning hush. I am that grateful rush. O beautiful birds in circling flight, I am the starshine of the night. I am the flowers that bloom. I am in every quiet room. I am the birds that sing. I am in each lovely thing. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I do not die. Thank you. We will never forget. God bless you. God bless France. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Now, wreaths will be laid by various groups to honor the fallen. As I call your name and organization, please move forward to form a line between Mr. Bell and Mr. Schwind. Dodds ROTC cadets and cemetery employees will now bring the wreaths forward. Lieutenant General Gary D. Spear, Commanding General, United States Army in Europe and 7th Army, Germany. Ambassador Christopher F. Egan, United States of America. Monsieur le Préfet de Région Michel Barthes.
Present arms. Order. Arms. Please be seated. Thank you. back to where our cars are parked. And as we go
J'étais Mercoul, mais je ne peut-être pas être assez câline.
I volunteer myself, but in a local elementary school, first grade,
French, that's okay. Hey, girls.
Bonjour encore. Normalement, je ne parlais pas beaucoup parce que normalement, mon français il est horrible. Mais quand même, j'ai un ami à côté de moi. Et il est servi dans la mer depuis que je suis ici. Pour la première fois, c'est en 89, quand je suis un petit adjoint ici. Et il avait donné tout le jour l'assistance de moi. Et quand je reviens ici en 2005, j'ai rentré son bureau et il me dit « Ah, toi, je connais vous. Je me souviens bien quand vous êtes ici comme un assistant. » Mais quand même, je prends votre temps un tout petit peu de donner un petit remerciement à M. Ledevin, s'il vous plaît. Okay? Bon. Mr. Louis Ledevin has served as the mayor of Crickville-Bassin until this year, a total of more than 19 years. This is quite an accomplishment by anyone's standards. This is a beautiful little town in Normandy, not well known to the outside world. In fact, it's a place where most people who visit do not even remember the name of the town. However, to this man and the thousands of visitors who come to his village every year, it is very important. And it is a site of Pointe du Hoc. This is, as everyone who has studied World War II realizes, was one of the most important objectives of the June 6 Allied landings. Many people have left the memory of this action, have kept the memory of this action alive, but none has been more passionate than Mr. Ledevin. You see, he can relate to the Pointe du Hoc and its history. He was a young child when the attack on Pointe du Hoc took place. Having lived through an event like this gives you another insight. To him as a young child, after the liberation, this became a place where heroes had fought and paid an enormous price for freedom. Through all of these years, it has remained this way for Mr. Ledevin. He has devoted a major portion of his life to preserving the memory of this site and action and valor that took place on the 6th of June in this small Norman town. Over the years, he has seen several American superintendents come and go and has worked with every one of them, always striving to do better and preserving the memory of the site for future generations. Over the years, he has met several dignitaries, presidents, and heads of state. This included President Reagan when he delivered his famous Boys of Pointe du Hoc speech to the world. Yet he has always remained the same person, a farmer, a small-town mayor, and with only one thing in mind, to preserve the memory of this site so that future generations will never forget what was done on the morning of 6 June 1944. For all the years of his working with and constantly being a friend and a firm supporter of the American Battle Monuments Commission, I would like to thank Mr. Ledevin all of his years of loyal service to us, et aussi son frère.
Joe, can I have a picture with you two? Joe in the middle. I would like that very much. Can I get, Monsieur, can I get a photo with the senator? Où c'est qu'il est? Girls in the middle. Ah oui.
Je vais faire rien. Non, non, c'est vous. C'est vous.
Thank you.
Hey, merci beaucoup.
Ça suffit pas de regarder le quartier.
I can get in touch with gather up with groups across the soldier had a girl.
Merci.
And he took his dog and took her hair. No. Vous l'avez gardé? Yes. Right. She may not know that name. If she, I don't think she's got the, she only has the chain. Lady, you're better half.
I'm sorry.
Eh ben, vous allez attaquer la route là? Voilà. Ok. À bientôt. See you again. C'est un marathon, mais merci de faire ça parce que les deux, ça et Monsieur Lévy, c'est quand même, je l'ai fait 2-3 fois ça.
Somehow ought to be within your
Merci beaucoup.
it ought to be a blank check.
We can have some economic discussions. Bring the world together.
Oh, pardon, excusez-moi, je suis dans le champ. Non. Alors,
Jamais venu, madame. Jamais honoré de sa présence. Jamais the party is looking at you being sworn in. This is awesome. Go to YouTube and type out your name, and you will see your swearing in ceremony. Have a safe trip. Thank you.